Hey everybody, it's 11:30 on Tuesday and I just got done watching 1987's RoboCop, starring Paul Weller, Nancy Allen, Ronnie Cox and Kurtwood Smith. This one I have seen so many times, seriously. I've said that for a good number of the ones we've said, especially in this the MGM collection, but I have watched this on TV. I used to have the VHS. I think I've only watched it like once or twice since I got it on DVD. But anyway, this is easily one of my favourites, and another brilliant directorial classic from Paul Verhoeven. This is one of those movies that if you say Paul Verhoeven to me, this is the movie I immediately would say. The other ones I know, but would easily forget about. So yeah, for anyone, and yes, I would like to point out we are talking about we're not talking about this year's 12A Pussy Fest. We're talking about the 1987 classic with all the toxic waste melting, torturing, 18 rated goodness. Yeah, for those who don't know, it tells a story of this very dystopian kind of new, well, they call it Old Detroit. It's set in the future, and basically, you know, crime is rampant and stuff like that, and corporations are, you know, there's this corporation OCP which have taken over the police force, and you know, there's a lot of power play there, and one of the guys who's not kind of looked out for, he's connected to a load of kind of crime guys in old Detroit. But there's one of these guys at this company that's come up with this plan for a RoboCop program, which he wants to get implemented, except his boss, well, not his boss, it's another person there, Dick Jones, played by Ronnie Cox, is complete. He wants the attention, so he's come up with his own law enforcement thing called Ed 209, which is this big hulking robot with, you know, dual machine guns on each side. Except it does suffer from the Dalek problem of not being able to adapt to stairs. But anyway, basically, this new cop, Murphy, joins the police. Alex Murphy, and he gets teamed up with Nancy Allen's Lewis, and they go out and they track down this main group of that are big in the community, these main criminals, and he goes after them. Except backup doesn't turn up because they're the officers are very thinly spread out kind of thing, and these criminals very sadistically kill Murphy, except then he's taken into the RoboCop program, which Miguel Ferrer's character is the head of, and Murphy gets turned into this cyborg RoboCop. But he has some of kind of Murphy's traits. So Lewis recognises him because she's like, I think that's Murphy. But basically, Murphy starts to get some memories back when he spots one of the members of the crime ring, played disturbingly by Paul McCrane, who I mainly know out of ER and of course the X-Files. So it's really weird to see him with this very dodgy cut beard and stuff. But so thanks to him, because he's another person who recognizes Murphy. He's like, "You're dead. We killed you," and that's when Murphy starts to regain some memories and starts making connections and stuff. And he goes after this main guy, who leads him back to Dick Jones at OCP. But Jones, even though it wasn't his project, he's made sure, kind of got some collateral insurance, that there's a locked Directive 4 in the RoboCop, so that he cannot arrest anybody higher up than him, like at OCP. So RoboCop has to go about it some other way, and it's him, it's this fight for truth and stuff like that, and taking down these bad guys. And in between, you've got these amazing kind of social commentary, the way that news puts people across, like, especially, if it's a an unemployed person, they make, this person look like the most stupid person on the planet and stuff. And like I say, it's really weird, because although this was made back in 1987, and, obviously the idea is this dystopian kind of future, where this many years later, and although it may not be exactly like that, there is still that kind of, you can see where they were going with it, and we're not far off it, especially when you think of the idea of corporations taking over stuff like, public services like the police, and the idea of governments and stuff like that. But there's some amazing, like, the set pieces, the practical effects, even with all the blood squibs that are in this, which is kind of funny. It gets a bit over the top at times, but it's disturbing, and it's really dark and really gritty. And again, I hate to harp on about this, but practical effects. Because, oh my god, when Paul McCrane's character, I think his character is called Emil, and when he drives into this big vat of toxic waste and he comes out and the makeup effects on him, to this day, used to disturb me when I was younger, still disturbs me now. I'm like watching it going, I love the, some of the digital, the interface, RoboCop's interface, and again, I love that, even lines like when Murphy says, he can feel his family, but he can't remember them. It's silly things like that, and there's just so much about this movie that I enjoy. I could, the main theme music, the sad version of that same music, when he's looking around his old house, the acting in it, like I say, the explosions, and they're used, but they're not overly used, in the same, and again, practical, these were proper pyrotechnics and stuff. And even Ed 209 is stop motion animation, but sometimes it does look a little dated, but the way it's interfaced on top of the main action, like when people stood there and stuff, it's really well done. It's not just a shot of 209 on its own. You do see it, it's very well kind of spliced with the proper film. So, yeah, I mean, this is, as action movies go, as perfect as it can be. I don't think I can really complain about anything. I enjoy this so much, to the point where, like I say, I have no issue watching it time and again, even though I know everything, even though I know some of the cliches and that are involved, and and stuff like that. It's just so well done. I could stand here and just gush over this movie. It's, you know, but it's a different thing to, say, some of the other movies that I've really enjoyed on this list. Because it's so different in a, you know, just the topic and stuff. It's funny for me because, again, Kurtwood Smith, I knew originally from the X-Files. I'm pretty sure I saw him in the X-Files before I saw him in this. Either way, but more recently, he's been in Resurrection, where he's playing this, you know, very doting but confused father, and it's really weird to see him as this tender character in that, and then to go back to this movie and see him as this complete git. It's kind of weird. It's an interesting contrast. But yeah, no, like I said, this is one of these movies that everybody should have seen, and I think because of its popularity, that's why they wanted to get on, that's why they've remade it. I guess to jump on the piggyback, because everybody's nostalgic for this movie. Anybody who's seen it, sorry, anybody who's seen it, there's something that this movie evokes in you, from a nostalgia point and that, and I haven't got the sequel, I haven't got the remake on DVD. I've only seen, actually, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 I've seen of this original movie. I've only seen one of the sequels. I think it might have been 3 because I don't think it had Paul Weller in. But I'm pretty sure it had Nancy Allen in, and I'm pretty sure she's only in the second one. So, anyway, I don't remember it well. I don't own any of the sequels on DVD. And I've not seen, I think I only ever saw 1 episode of the TV series. So I cannot comment on any of those. And I haven't got the DVD of the sequel, so I'm not going to comment on that, except to say, why? There is no need to remake this movie. It is perfect as it is. The remake is just an excuse to CGI everything. And this movie just proves that you do not have to CGI everything. It all works on its own. And like I say, it's so dark and gory and it's kind of sugary in its goriness, you know, it's that enjoyability. But yeah, I could rave on about this, and I'm sorry if I'm not giving you any proper breakdown or stuff like that, because this is one of those movies that it's so automatic for me now. I was sat there and I was trying to like pick out stuff that I wanted to make a point of when I did this review, and I was like, I just got so sucked into it again that I found myself completely out of review mode kind of thing. So I am so sorry, but please, if you have not seen this movie already, if you like your action movies, if you don't mind lots and lots and lots of blood squibs, please do. For the love of everything, make your life complete and watch 1987's RoboCop. You will not. It's just over an hour and a half long, and it doesn't feel that long. It's amazing how much story gets packed in into a movie that otherwise probably would have been a lot longer. But for an hour and a half, you get a lot of good story, and very well paced and very well told, with good character development and that. Even though, you know, it's obvious who's good and who's bad, you know, you get that kind of stereotypical, cliched evilness. But it's still a lot of fun. So yeah, that was tonight's movie. We'll be back again as always tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments. I've not been getting many views on these videos lately since I had my computer crash, so if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me. But other than that, thanks again. Thanks for all your support. For now though, this is Sketch, signing out.